With Terence Crawford's dominance in question, many believe Jaron "Boots" Ennis could be the next big challenge in boxing. Professional boxer Danny Garcia believes Boots Ennis has the skills and hunger to face Crawford, making it an exciting matchup.
The 54, and they met at 54. How do you think that?
I mean, that's the fight the fans really want to see. That makes more sense. They're more the same size. I would love to see that fight. You know, Boots is a young, hungry fighter from Philadelphia, and he got so much to prove. And he just wants to fight the best. He wants to get in the ring with the best. He don't care who it is, where it is. So, you know, I would love to see that fight too.
Garcia speaks highly of Jaron "Boots" Ennis, a younger boxer from Philadelphia. He describes Boots as a driven and ambitious fighter who is eager to take on tough challenges. Garcia emphasizes that Boots has the necessary skills and talent to compete at the highest level, making him a real threat to established fighters like Terence Crawford. Garcia also shares some personal memories of Boots. He recalls seeing Boots grow up in the gym under the watchful eye of his father, who is also his trainer. Garcia mentions that even when Boots was a kid, his father would point to him and say that he was going to be something special. This history gives Garcia a deep respect for Boots' journey in boxing. He believes that all the hard work Boots has put in over the years is paying off, and that he's ready for big opportunities, including a potential match against Crawford. Similarly, former professional boxer Bernard Hopkins emphasizes that Boots Ennis versus Crawford is a super fight and would be highly anticipated.
I would want to make, and that's a good question. I would want to make Crawford and Boots Ennis.
I like that fight.
Philadelphia.
I like that fight.
Today.
Philadelphia. Ooh.
Hopkins highlights that both Boots Ennis and Crawford are highly skilled fighters. Boots is known for his technical abilities and agility, while Crawford is recognized for his versatility and power. The combination of these attributes would create a thrilling and competitive match. He believes this fight would capture the interest of boxing fans due to the high level of talent involved. Both fighters have strong followings, and a fight between them would likely generate substantial excitement and anticipation. Hopkins notes that the fight fits well within the current boxing divisions. Boots and Crawford are in weight classes where this matchup makes sense, aligning with the sport's current structure and trends. This practical aspect makes the fight more feasible. He mentions that the fight is realistic from a financial standpoint. Given the stature of both fighters and their potential to draw significant pay-per-view sales or gate revenue, this matchup would be financially viable. Hopkins underscores the fight's marketability. With both Boots and Crawford being prominent names in boxing, their matchup would likely attract widespread media attention and generate buzz within the sport and beyond. Furthermore, professional boxer Rob Acosta believes Boots would beat Crawford due to his superior strength, speed, and skills.
You've always felt like Boots would get over on Crawford. He faces Madrimov, close fight. What's your thoughts now?
Boots still stops Crawford. Fuck what everybody else does. You know what I'm saying? He still will stop Crawford. Boots is far too strong, too young, too fast, too mobile. Angles are too good. They're just there. Like, and you know what?
Acosta acknowledges Crawford's significant achievements in the sport, which have established him as a great fighter. However, he argues that Boots has attributes that would give him an edge over Crawford in a fight. These attributes include Boots' strength, speed, and agility, which Acosta believes would enable him to overcome Crawford's experience. Acosta also addresses the notion of fear or intimidation in professional boxing, asserting that such emotions do not influence decisions about fights. Instead, he emphasizes that fights are determined by financial considerations and the potential for profit. He argues that both Crawford and Boots are focused on their careers from a business perspective. They are not likely to let personal feelings or fears impact their decisions about who to fight. Moreover, Juan Rivera Jr. expresses admiration for Bud, Terence Crawford, and suggests he is the best fighter alive. He acknowledges that while he believes Crawford is exceptional, there's a possibility that the fight people want may not happen due to timing.
You know, Bud is Bud. Can't nobody beat Bud. But I'm not gonna say nothing. You know, Boots, that's my man, so I feel like Boots can be one.
So you think Boots is the only one?
Yeah, I feel like Boots is the only one. Boots not trying to be biased or anything, but I feel like Boots is best fighter.
Rivera Jr. discusses the challenges of making a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis happen. He points out that Crawford, due to his age and extensive experience, might not be in his prime when the fight could be scheduled. Crawford has had a long career with many demanding matches, which could affect his performance if the fight is delayed. His age and the wear and tear from past bouts could diminish his ability to compete at his highest level. In contrast, Ennis is still a younger fighter who is gaining recognition and climbing the ranks in boxing. He represents the new generation of fighters who are proving their skills and making a name for themselves. Rivera Jr. believes that while Ennis is showing a lot of promise and is considered a rising star, Rivera Jr. suggests that the different stages of their careers make it difficult to arrange this fight. Crawford's career is winding down, and Ennis is just starting to make a significant impact. Even though fans might be excited about the potential matchup, it might not occur because of these timing issues. However, Rivera Jr. emphasizes that Crawford's past achievements and Ennis's potential should be appreciated separately. Crawford's established success and experience are valuable, and Ennis's emerging talent and future possibilities are also significant on their own. Additionally, former professional boxer George Mosey believes Boots is ready for Crawford, but should first enjoy other high-profile fights and opportunities. Mosey examines the debate between Crawford and Boots fans about whether they should fight each other next. He highlights that Crawford's performance against Errol Spence was extraordinary, setting a very high bar. Crawford's impressive victory against Spence has made it hard to identify a fighter who can compete at his level. On the other hand, Mosey acknowledges that Boots has shown he's a strong competitor by quickly defeating other tough opponents. However, Crawford's performance is so high caliber that it raises doubts about how Boots would perform against him. Mosey suggests that the excitement around a Crawford versus Boots fight needs to be tempered with an assessment of how each fighter has performed recently. Mosey implies that while fans may be enthusiastic about the matchup, it's crucial to consider each fighter's recent performances and current skill levels. He emphasizes that determining how Boots would fare against Crawford is complex and requires careful consideration of their abilities and achievements before making any predictions. In addition, former professional boxer Floyd Mayweather was asked the question on the possibility of Terence Crawford versus Boots Ennis fight.
Terence doesn't want to do that. You know, I mean, he could move up. There's 154. There's guys like, I know Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman are fighting here soon, and I guess he could possibly fight the winner of that. Or do you think, I know there's still that guy, Jaron Boots Ennis, floating around. It's that younger name floating around at.
He added, I think that would be a hell of a fight. Just like we always say, somebody got to give you a chance. Somebody got to give you opportunity and a chance. So somebody got to give Boots the opportunity and a chance. Former professional boxer Sean Porter was asked about the possibility of Jaron Boots Ennis versus Terence Crawford showdown.
Need to do. Being a guy who shared the ring with some of the best welterweights, seeing this performance tonight, how much closer do you think Boots is to facing Terence Crawford?
Sean expresses skepticism about Ennis being ready for such a high-profile fight, suggesting that Ennis has not yet reached the level of experience or skill required to challenge someone like Crawford effectively. Porter implies that Ennis still has more to prove before he is considered a serious contender for Crawford. Porter further explains that Crawford is not likely to be interested in a fight with Ennis in the near future. He points out that Crawford is currently focused on moving up to the 154-pound weight class. Crawford's goal is to make a significant impact in this new division, potentially targeting high-profile matches, including a bout with Canelo Alvarez. Porter believes that Crawford's move to a higher weight class and his pursuit of bigger fights reflect a strategic career decision to achieve more notable accomplishments rather than engaging with Ennis at this time. Thus, Porter sees Crawford's interest as being directed more towards his own advancement and legacy in the sport rather than a fight with Ennis. Moving forward, McKinley asserts that Crawford would defeat Ennis easily in a fight.
You see Crawford versus Ennis.
He beat him.
Terence beats Boots.
Sure, he beat him easy. Boots can fight. The Boots ain't all that.
Boxing promoter Stacy McKinley criticizes Jaron Boots Ennis by pointing out a specific flaw in his boxing performance. He references a fight where Ennis went the distance with an opponent named Karen Chukadjian, a Russian fighter. McKinley questions how Chukadjian, who wasn't expected to be much of a challenge, managed to last all 12 rounds against Ennis. McKinley highlights that Ennis struggled to cut off the ring during the fight, which allowed Chukadjian to keep moving and avoid getting cornered or overwhelmed. He implies that for a fighter as highly regarded as Ennis, this was a significant shortcoming. Now, Stacy McKinley discusses the different fighting styles of top boxers and how Jaron Boots Ennis compares to them. He mentions that fighters like Terence Crawford and Devin Haney each have their own distinct styles, just as Ennis does. However, McKinley McKinley emphasizes that while Ennis has a particular style, it's crucial for him to be versatile and capable of adapting to different opponents. McKinley then advises that with the right development, Ennis should be able to defeat these top fighters easily. He suggests that Ennis has the potential to outbox and outfight them, but only if he continues to refine and expand his skill set. The only type of opponent McKinley sees as a real challenge for Ennis would be a master boxer, someone with exceptional technical skills and ring intelligence. However, McKinley believes that such a fighter doesn't currently exist in Ennis's weight class, implying that Ennis could dominate if he fully realizes his potential. McKinley discusses Ennis's training and mentions the possibility of working with Tommy Hearns to enhance Ennis's skill.
He listens. I said, you don't realize how far you've come in the last 8 months? You realize I got you in the ring with? And you beating these guys up?
Who were some of the guys that you had in the ring? Like, which fighters were you sparring, Alex Bray?
You know, I don't know their names. All I know are their records.
Well, I'll tell you this. I know you were telling me.
Similarly, former professional boxer Buddy McGirt asserts that Terence Crawford is currently the best fighter at 147 pounds, with Jaron Ennis as a close second.
Speaking of levels, Terence Crawford is looked at as the #1 fighter in the world. Then you have an up-and-comer that's looked at as the next big thing in Jaron Ennis. If that were to happen, how would that play out?
I gotta go with Bud. I think right now 47 Terence is the best, and Ennis is a close second, but right now I still think.
McGirt talks about how important experience is in boxing. He compares it to being a NASCAR driver or a quarterback in a tough situation that rely on their experience to make the right decisions. In boxing, when one faces something new or tough, experience helps you handle it better. He believes this is why Crawford has the edge over Ennis right now. McGirt also thinks Crawford proved he's the best at 147 pounds after beating Errol Spence. He's confident that Crawford could even move up to 154 pounds and beat fighters in that weight class. When asked who he'd like to see Crawford fight next, McGirt just says he wants to see top fighters going up against each other, no matter who it is. Professional boxer Roy Jones Jr. discusses how Crawford versus Boots Ennis would be a great fight, but Crawford might delay it due to the long wait he had to prove himself.
End of the top lightweights or junior welterweights would be a great fight. Crawford against Boots Ennis would be a great fight. There's a lot of great fights out there. And some of them business-wise are not great fights for one side. Like, for instance, I'm sure Crawford feel like, well, Boots ain't proved himself yet. Look how long it took me to get a chance to prove myself. I had to be 35 years old before I got a real chance to prove myself against Earl. You understand me? So why would I go get it up right away and give him opportunity? That's how he gonna look at it. So you gotta understand, I do understand some of the monopoly play in the game, but those are great fights, no matter what.
Roy Jones Jr. identifies a crucial element that Boots Ennis has yet to face an opponent capable of delivering a significant punch, so his ability to withstand such attacks is still untested. This uncertainty about Boots' durability adds a layer of unpredictability to the fight, despite Boots' impressive skill set, which could make for a competitive match. The unresolved question about his capacity to handle a powerful punch makes the potential fight even more intriguing. Former professional boxer Andre Ward discusses Jaron Ennis' potential and current issues with his promoter. He emphasizes the need for a good plan or promoter to advance his career.
I'm curious what you think about Jaron Boots Ennis as far as, his career, those fighters who are high risk, low reward. We hear that a lot. What do you think about Boots Ennis, and what can he do to get in position so that he's bringing more to the table, as people like to say?
Man, it sounds like he's getting his promoter situation together. I know he has some issues with his promoter, so I think positioning himself either with the right team or having the right system.
Ward underscores the importance of having a strategic plan in place for a fighter's career. He contrasts Ennis' situation with that of other fighters, like the Haney brothers, who had a clear strategy and planned to advance their careers rather than relying on a single promoter for an extended period. Ward acknowledges that Ennis has exceptional skills and is considered a world-class talent. However, he also points out that Ennis is currently facing challenges due to the timing and opportunities available in the sport. He notes that top fighters like Terence Crawford and Errol Spence are currently not inclined to fight him, which limits Ennis' chances to showcase his talent at the highest level. Ward compares Ennis' situation with that of Terence Crawford, who has consistently fought top-level opponents. Ward argues that Crawford's track record of fighting the best in the division demonstrates a different approach to managing a fighter's career. Crawford's willingness to face the best opponents adds to his reputation, while Ennis is still waiting for similar opportunities. Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.